Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Umineko playthrough. We're finishing episode 6 today, and yeah, I'm really quite excited for this. I mean, my god. I really want to see the end to this story and just how it wraps up, because my god, I've had so much fun with this story. And do you know what I found really quite interesting just over these past few days? Just, you know, looking into how, you know, everything actually ties in together, trying to solve the mystery, because I've been trying to do that, and it really is quite fun. I've came to a few conclusions that genuinely would make sense if they were actually the correct answer. Then again, I don't know, and basically, if my theories for episode 6 make sense, then I figured out the culprit for Umineko. Basically, that's my thinking. So yeah, I'm really interested to see whether they're actually going to be correct or not. And yeah, my god, man, today we're going to be playing the episode 6 tea party and then the witch's tea party. Now the tea party I think is just going to be the end of you know, everything regarding the events of episode 6. Maybe it's going to be some sort of send-off for Bastila and Beatrice. And then episode 6 Witch's Tea Party, my prediction is it's going to be sort of a little bit similar to episode 3's Tea Party in, wait, hang on a second. What was episode 4's Witch's Tea Party? Wait, no, I can't think that. Episode 4's Witch's Tea Party has no connection or no similarities whatsoever to episode 2's Witch's Tea, episode 4's Witch's Tea Party. I mean, you could very loosely connect it, but I don't really think you could. Maybe episode 6 is going to be like episode 3's Witch's Tea Party because of the fact that, you know, 6 is double 3. Maybe we're going to see some new characters being introduced. And I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, anyway, I think as you can see by how long I've taken with this, I am taking way too long. So, yeah, let's get into this already before I spend 10 years talking. Right, you've done well to make it this far. Have you enjoyed your stay on Dock Enzima? Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, the Golden Witch has granted you an invitation to her tea party. We hope that you choose to attend. Yes, I do choose to attend, my god. Well, I kind of have to attend because I can't get onto episode 7 if I don't attend. It's a forced attendance, and I can't read the Witch's Tea Party if I don't attend. Right, what's this? Ooh, interesting. Wait, no, wait, is this Bastila and Beatrice? Then let the pair exchange their ring. Oh my god. Oh, wow. God, I was not expecting that. Yeah, Bertolt took Bastila's hand and put a ring with the seal of the one-winged eagle on his finger. Wow. God, that's amazing. Are you sure? You already are the territory lord. Understandable, yeah. So this ring belongs to you, Batola-san. You're really sure? At this rate, the world you created in this tale. Yes. I created this tale because I wish to be with you. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so this could actually potentially wrap everything up. No, I see that, yeah. Yeah, that means the purpose of this world has been fulfilled. Interesting. So from now on, I want you to write it. Oh, that's nice. The continuing tale with you and me. Wow. God, I genuinely do wonder what's actually going to happen regarding them, though, because the thing that I don't really get about the game board is, you know, obviously the main objective is for Bastila to actually discover the truth about Beatrice and to discover what he was missing and what he had, you know, forgotten about beforehand. And, yeah, isn't it actually really quite interesting to think that, now that the world, sure, Beatrice can be with Bastila. My only question is, why can she be with Bastila? You would have thought that because of the fact that the game is ending, Beatrice wouldn't be able to be with Bastila because, you know, Bastila would have to kill Beatrice if, you know, Bastila is one. Wait, no, I'm just thinking so badly at the moment. Yeah, I'm just being stupid. Don't mind me. I've just completely disproved my own theory while I was saying it. Because obviously in this case, they are on the same side. Bastila is not going up against Beatrice, Bastila is for Beatrice. So of course they can live together because they're on the same side. And isn't it really interesting just to think how the roles of each other's sides change throughout the tale? It really is cool. It is interesting that. Oh, that's so sweet. To be fair, that is more like Beatrice, or is doing like that too awkward for you? I'm just pushing the tiresome task of territory lord onto you anyway. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Oh, I love that, yeah. It's much easier being the wife where you only have to brag. Yeah, brag about the fact that you can do it. Make somebody else's life hell. I just need to play around and wait for you to write a new tale. And for each new tale you write, I'll play any part you need. Be it an evil witch or a rival. Interesting. God, I just genuinely can't believe how different, you know, Beatrice can act in terms of her personas now. It's just ridiculous to think that... I kind of get the impression that this Beatrice really had a quality that the other one never had, in the fact that, you know, she has two very distinct personas. I mean, she probably lost the other one in her constant rage and cruelty. Oh my god, I see that. Yeah, my tales are pretty intense. Yeah, you'll be busy from dawn until dusk. Indeed, bring it on. Bertol's hand relinquished the ring of the territory lord. Oh, that is an amazing image. My god. What did they do to Battler's eye, though? If it's in Mio, it just looks so odd. Oh my god, that is so sweet, though, seriously. So, yeah, from Battler, she received a silver ring with a crest that could... Yeah, that's interesting. That could only be worn by the wife of the territory lord. They exchanged their rings, and the wedding was complete. Yeah, I see that. Isn't that interesting? Oh yeah, now people are cheering. God, yeah. Then the pair turned around, faced the packed crowd of guests, and raised their rings high. By the way, what's going to happen with Byrne? A thunderous applause rang out for them. Yeah, that's fair. Wow. A proper occasion. As a memorial to this night's events, the game Territory Lord will now recognise the accomplishments of certain people. Let those come forward. Oh, what's this? A Battler's nod. Beldor read the name of the first guest to be recognised. Kanon. Oh, yeah, fully understandable. Yeah, because Kanon was the person who actually got him out of the closed room. Yeah. This is going to be interesting. Kanon, come forward. Oh my god, of course Jessica's here. Kanon-kun, a girl goat pushed her way through the crowd, took off her mask and yelled. Please don't tell me that Kanon is actually in a goat's outfit. A cloud of gold butterflies gathered before Battler and Bertol and took the form of Kanon. Oh, right, never mind. Yeah, and took the form of Kanon, kneeling in front of these two nobles. God, yeah, Kanon had already died and vanished. Isn't it actually really quite interesting? Yeah, that's exactly the connection I was just going to make. Oh my god. So it is right, wow. However, all of the dead revive in the Golden Land. That is so weird. Kanon right here. God, properly talking like a servant. It is so weird that she can use this terminology to refer to Battler when my husband was locked up and in danger. Jesus, I know. Yeah, he deserves so much for that, yeah. When my husband was locked up and in danger, you rescued him and displayed your capability for self-sacrifice by choosing to remain in that eternal prison in this place. I agree, yeah. Such devotion is deserving of an award. Wow. Therefore, we will allow for your resurrection, as well as your continued service. Yes, Ma. I'm honoured and delighted. God, I know! I mean... Oh my god, it's so good for Jessica as well. Holy fuck, Kanon-kun. Yoshio-kun. God, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Jessica raced forward and landed sobbing in Kanon's I just genuinely can't believe that, you know, she has actually been so kind as to fucking revive him, though. Kanon patted her head gently and held her. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Oh, that's even better. Yeah, you won't be serving as furniture. Good. You'll be serving as a human. Do you understand what that means? Hi. Yes. Yeah, my god, yeah, there is somebody you can fight for. Yeah, after glancing at Jessica sobbing, he looked at Basila again and nodded forcefully. Ooh. Now for the next pair. Oh, wow. So they're actually awarding every single pair who has actually taken part in the love trials. That's amazing. Now for the next pair. Ushidomiya George and Shannon. Come forward. Yes. Oh, this is going to be amazing. George and Shannon were the next to be called. Yeah, perhaps they had already readied themselves. Fair enough. Yeah, they walked forward boldly and kneeled. Ushidomiya George, right here. Shannon, right here. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, yeah. You two withstood Zepar and Verfa's trials until the very end. God, that's so nice of her. I don't disagree whatsoever. Yeah, your great achievements and affection, determination and nobility, and exemplary, were exemplary and deserving of an award. Oh my god! Wow. God, you can't get much better than that. Jesus Christ. Therefore, your marriage certificate has been issued with the Territory Lord's signature. God, yeah, they must be hiding their happiness. My god, they must be trying so hard just to keep a professional front there. I can't believe that. That's actually amazing. Oh my god, dude, why is my... Oh my god, sorry, hang on a second. Don't know what's happened, man. Even though I've cleaned them, my pair of glasses have just got totally dirty. Like, actually go away. Right, there we are. Okay, yeah, nobody will be... Ah, yeah, I love that. Yeah, nobody will be allowed to object to the certificate. New Umineko game board idea. Let's deny Shannon and George's marriage certificate. Ah, yes, that is definitely a good thing to do and a good use of our time. Ooh, let the families of those recognised bless their union with all their hearts. Yeah, and so... Wow. Oh my god, and so, now that there's nothing stopping these two, let's all throw rice at them and celebrate. Wait, is that something the Japanese do? Throwing rice in a wedding? I mean, I suppose we throw flowers in, you know, everything wedding related, but at the same time, I don't think I've ever heard of anybody throwing, you know, rice related things. Oh yeah, I like that. Hey, congrats, you two. When the Territory Lord clapped his hand in celebration, it spread throughout the entire cathedral. Yeah, that is understandable. I mean, if you have done something as difficult as withstand a trial that requires so much consistent wit, you know, like the Zepar and Verfa trials would, you deserve it. Then a group of goats in the front line of the crowd took their masks off one by one. Oh my god, listen up, okay? God, isn't it just really quite interesting to think? I mean, it's beautiful that they are actually having some sort of acceptance, but it's all an illusion. This doesn't... If you ask me, this doesn't reflect Evar's feelings true feelings whatsoever. Listen up, okay? I'll never forgive you if you make too much salty miso soup. I like that. I like that. And George is getting a little overweight, so go easy on the sugar. When a man gets married. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, he's got to treasure his wife even more than his parents. Yeah, because I mean, especially if you're married with your wife, I mean, who are you going to be living with at the moment? Your parents or your wife? But then again, I mean, you still really need to look after your parents. You need to look after them on the same level, but at the same time, I can see why people would think this. Oh, I love that. Yeah, no matter what your mother says, make sure you protect Shannon-chan. Yes, of course. Oh my god, is she that pushy? Anyway, George needs at least 7 hours of sleep. This guy is literally 25. Why isn't he nurturing for himself? I'll never forgive you if you let him stay up late. What? And don't forget, the washing his back and cleaning his ears. Also a wife's responsibility. I don't understand why you can't do it himself, but okay. Is that true? What have I done? Yeah, good one. Yeah. A wife's job can vary depending on the family. Ooh, Rudolph-san, have you been treasuring your wife? Of course. I wonder. Maybe a person called Asumu? Why would you doubt that? Well, to be fair, I mean, though Rudolph has actually made the decision to not go with Kirie, well, no, wait, hang on a second, No, because the thing is about, you know, Rudolph and Asumu, I was under the impression that Asumu had started to make it so that Rudolph had gone to, Asumu had gone to Rudolph's side before Rudolph and Kirie had actually married. They didn't have a divorce. I think they were, though Rudolph was, you know, Kirie's boyfriend, it wasn't anything, like, in a serious relationship-related way. But obviously, after Asumu came, there was no potential of there being a relationship, so that's why Kirie's really pissed off. Yeah, fine. But it wasn't Rudolph's full decision. He was partly he wasn't manipulated. No, it was his full decision. Yeah, I don't know. But then again, it's a really, really difficult one to actually assign morals to. Yeah, find happiness, you two. Marriage isn't the goal. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, it's just the starting line, okay? Yeah. I suppose it could be... But, yeah, obviously it could be something negative as well. Like with Rosa, you know, just the starting line to horrible goings-on in life. Yeah, congratulations. Oh my god, even Sakutaro's there. Bet you the Seven Sisters of Purgatory are going to be next. Oh, never mind. Yeah, we mustn't lose either. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, but I think if you had a wedding as magical as this, and as, you know, honourable and noble, and you have done this much to be able to actually make it so that you are with another person for eternity, really, I mean, of course, there is just going, like, I'm sorry, but if you're making so much of an effort for your love, I think it's very, very unlikely that there is going to be anything stopping it. Yeah, they're never going to lose it. They're never going to lose it, no way. Oh, I love that. That's so sweet. All of the Ushidomiya family, all of the servants, and all of the spirits and demons in attendance. Yeah, celebrated the honorees with an even greater applause. Oh my god, that's interesting. And so the curtain closes on the tale woven by the Golden Witch, even though there are 2 more chapters left. What? Ooh. Perhaps we should finish this tale with the epitaph. Right, I need to fucking pay attention. The following is the passage of the Golden Land from the epitaph of the Golden Witch. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, the witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be the golden, all the gold from the Golden Land. Yeah, that does kind of make sense, yeah. Because look at Shannon and Kanon, for example. One should be the resurrection of all the dead souls. Yeah, you could think Shannon and wait, hang on a second, Kanon and Jessica. One should be the resurrection of the love that was lost. Isn't that interesting? Not Beatrice, because of the fact that you remember at the beginning, I think this is talking about Edika, but yeah, it couldn't be Beatrice because, you know, Beatrice is just thinking, let Bastila write the tale of their lives. In other words, metaphorically saying, you know, let him and her, but obviously him primarily, you know, lead the relationship and lead the new ideas that are going to come to both of their lives, really. What should be to put the witch to sleep for all the time? God, yeah. Sleep peacefully, my beloved witch, Beatrice. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that last line. I mean, if you interpreted that line on its own, then it could be Edika, but now that that last line has appeared, it can't be. That's actually talking about Beatrice. So Beatrice is going to be put to sleep for all eternity, are you saying? Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. I do wonder what she's going to think about this. Definitely not what I was expecting. Isn't it really quite ironic to think that, you know, everybody as a result of their struggles has received a reward? But the only thing is, I mean, obviously, Bastila and Beatrice, they've received the best reward out of all of them because they have had such an absurdly passionate love that has been discovered. I mean, obviously, all of them have brilliant rewards, but I think Bastila and Beatrice is, you know, are the best because they've probably done the most out of all of them to actually, you know, get to their bond, really. But yeah, they not only have the best reward, but then because of the fact that their reward is so good, they have the power to give others rewards, and it's just so sweet to see, you know, such an honourable winner, really. You know, sharing the happiness rather than just hoarding it for themselves, i.e. Edika and Berncastle. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love how protective Eva and fussy Eva was over George. Classic parent syndrome. I know, that's the weird thing. So this means Beato was satisfied and put to sleep. But no, I definitely see that. Yeah, that interpretation is probably appropriate. So you're telling me that Beatrice is not going to be in episode 7 and 8? But yeah, this is what I don't really... Yeah, now that the game is over, Oni-chan will be released, right? What will we do next? Who knows? Yeah, really good question. Yeah, who knows? Fair, yeah. The book of this fragment tells no more of the story. So in the end, we don't even get to see what happens, what comes next for him. Oh my god, yeah, I can just hear the stress in Angie's voice. Yeah. No, I know though. Yeah, because obviously if the game board is finished and Beatrice is put to sleep for all eternity, then yeah, it's just something that is really quite odd. Nothing comes next for him. In the end, Oni-chan and the others never came back. Yeah, seriously though, yeah, they reached the Golden Land and had a great time together there. Even if the tale tells us that, the truth is that everybody died in that huge accident. Yeah, obviously, I mean, the truth that's subjective is very, very different from the illusionary truth. Yeah, seriously though, yeah, I don't disagree. Still, we've learned a lot of very interesting things. I love that, yeah. It seems that island really was a crazy island of illusions. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, firstly, it was amazing, and secondly, you know, she is genuinely praising somebody. I wonder how many people she has had read for her, and, you know, how, compared to all of them, Angie's reading is wonderful. I mean, that must actually be really impressive, just considering how many people have probably read for her in the past. Indeed, and your reading was truly wonderful. I feel worn out like watching a 6-hour movie all at once. I'm tired. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Ushinomiya Ange. You truly have worked hard. God, I mean, she has such an absurd complex about boredom. The thing is about Featherin, I think she kind of differs from, you know, all of the other witches. Either she has been stuck in some sort of absurd, inexplicably painful scenario, or maybe she is just genuinely old. I mean, do you remember, you know, the role of these to literally remind her of who she is? I love that these things here are just like the antidote for dementia. Like, genuinely. God. Yeah, isn't it interesting to think that I just genuinely can't believe that people like Featherin are harmless. Like, that is just the most surprising thing. Somebody is so powerful that, you know, instead of using all your power to create misery for others, what you do is you actually make it so that... I mean, then again, it is debatable, though. If the stories that she has actually written... You could say that the stories she has written cause misery because of the fact that she has chosen, you know, let's say, for example, death on a character or something like that. I don't know. I suppose you could loosely say that she is responsible for a lot, but still, like, not directly responsible. I, Featherin, am more grateful to you than I have been for so many years that I cannot even remember. That's absurd. Ha! Oh, she's probably going to regret having shown Angie that now. If you're grateful, why can't I have some sort of reward too? What would be good? Give me some time. Oh, think. God, that's interesting. Featherin sat down in her rocking chair and rocked it, apparently trying to think of something. Oh, right, God. A rocking chair, though. That's hilarious. Ushinomiya Ange. You really have worked hard. I just find it so sad to think the ridiculous amount of value these people place in it, because I think this is horrible. I mean, you know, she is basically just praising somebody for having done an absurdly long reading session, which, I mean, obviously it is, I suppose it is definitely impressive. You have to endure, and especially if you want to think throughout that entire time, and you have to think, I mean, thinking about theories to actually be able to go on, I mean, that must be hard. But, yeah, the thing is, like, I mean, it kind of depends on the nature of the reward, but at the same, I mean, judging by the fact that it's Featherin, I feel like the reward is going to be really damn big. It just depends though, but I just find it interesting that, you know, she's just so dependent, and it's actually really, really sad to me, at least, just how dependent somebody is on entertainment, because of the fact that if they don't have it, then they're either going to remember pain, or they're just going to, you know, they're just going to be bored in general, which they can't bear, because of their absurd lifespan. Yeah. Because with this, your responsibilities as my Miko are lifted. You've got to be kidding me. Is it like work hard and then just get more work? Oh, right. Yeah. I thought the responsibilities were lifted, as in they were raised and they were made more. But no. Yeah, that as in they disappear. You may return to your original world and be reunited with the fate you have been given. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, that is not a good thing. She's literally... If the truth about her and Kasumi gets out, then, you know, she's going to be convicted, potentially, of a murderer if anybody finds out, though. It may be unlikely that people find out, but still, maybe people could make connections. Oh my god, seriously, yeah. Isn't it really ironic that the entirety of this story is just one side trip? It feels like this is one hell of a side trip. Do not pout! Oh god, yeah, don't make her pissed off now. This is the most important time. I'm thinking of a reward now. Yes, that's something I haven't done much. Or rather, at all, for quite some time. I imagine the ink from the bottle was dried up by now. Oh, right. What's it going to do apart from burn my retina? I see green. Green. Oh my god. That's just such an embarrassing slip of the tongue. Green instead of green. Well, it says the person who's literally emphasizing it. By the way, is it me, or... This looks like the Sonozaki, well, backyard from Higurashi. There's just this one VN background that it really reminds me of. I'll see if I can whip it out real quick. Don't take that out of context. I actually beg you. Right. I'll see if I can just quickly find it, because I want to give you a comparison. Oh, please tell me I can find the background. This is bullying. It's right at the end. Okay, to be fair, it's less bullying because I actually found it. Right, let me just get like a side-by-side image comparison. Okay, no, it's not exactly the same, but I think you'll probably be able to see where I'm coming from when you see this. It does kind of look similar. Just the way this grass looks, you know, with the scene of bushes as far, well, leaves as far as the eye can see. I hope you see what I mean. Oh, shit. Ooh. Even after the tale ended, Angie and Hachijo's debate over it continued for quite some time. Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, it had been very serious and fiery. Angie had acknowledged that this tale was no crazy literary work. Oh, that's interesting, but a new message bottle, which adrifted her once more from the Dokkenjima of 12 years previous. Yeah, which adrifted here even... I misread that. To tell her of one truth. And it seemed as though she had found her own interpretation of the truth she thought this tale was trying to tell. Interesting. Of course, that was only one truth, and it did not mean an end to her journey. Yeah, definitely. However, maybe it can be viewed this way. Yeah, understandable. Yeah, it wasn't sufficient to fill the 12-year gap in her heart. However, at that moment, just enjoying the feeling along with the bitter coffee Hachijo was made was enough. Thank you for reading until the end. And thank you for your thoughts and opinions. I'm sure the very first Endless Witch is happy. Where's that? Huh? Wait, so you can bring yourself to say stuff like that? I know, like, genuine kind stuff. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah, but the only thing is, a person that's anonymous and as mysterious as this, you really think that she would want fans. If you just talked like that from the beginning, you'd have tons more fans. I'm merely praising the wonderful reason that you most certainly are. I just wanted to say that spending the time I have left in my life writing for you alone. God, isn't it interesting that somebody who totally thinks she's above it all, but then again, that is fair enough. I mean, if you're making a really mysterious piece of literature and then you just have people that are reading it and they aren't taking in the true meaning, they aren't discussing or debating the right, and, you know, thinking on the right lines. Yeah, I can see how she would think that as a writer. It is such an arrogant way of thinking, but at the same time, it's also one that you can easily understand. Like, it's arrogant, it's brutal, but it's also fair. God, I love that. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that at all. That's just the kind of thing you'd be better off not saying. Well, take it as a compliment. Okay. Yeah, I get the feeling that I've spent a really, really long time here. Feels as though I've spent a major fraction of my life here. Well, I don't really think here in this literal place, but I think more metaphorical, you know, just spending such a horrible amount of time trying to find out the truth of what has happened to her family. You know, a truth that has been fully buried in the darkness for the entirety of her life. Though it should feel uncomfortable sitting here on a sofa in someone else's home. For some strange reason, it feels as familiar as my own home. That's really surprising, God. However, the clock says it's only been about 2 or 3 hours since I met her. My sense of time feels very strange. Yeah, because I remember, you know, reading something just at the beginning of, you know, it feeling as if it was 6 hours that had passed. Oh yeah, your friend seems to be taking his time. It must be a long phone call. What if they have a friend, though? It's creepy for a guy to talk that long on the phone. He said he was going to make a scheduled report to Okunogi-san, didn't he? Even though he was told that he could use the phone here. Yeah, that is actually really quite interesting. It could potentially be something that was really quite confidential that they wanted to talk about. He declined and went to look for a public phone somewhere. Something about... Yeah, that... I mean, yeah, that is fair. Yeah, so confidentiality. Yeah, something about how he didn't want to risk being bugged. Yeah, he's a moron. He's a moron, so I'll let him do what he wants. God. Is the nearest public phone far? If you go out on the street, there's a store on the corner a short ways down. I don't know about you guys, but I just think it is genuinely so weird for someone that is just so mysterious and surrounded in mystery to just have such a normal conversation here. Or is that just me? It just sounds wrong, but I like it. Then I'll be on my way. You can use this to pay for food or whatever. If I let you keep that money. Ooh, I hope she does. If I let you keep that money, will you come again, read my next manuscript, and tell me your opinions? You're willing to pay rolls of money to get an uncute girl like me to read your manuscript? No. Oh, I see that. You really were a good, clear-thinking reader. I see that, yeah. We create these tales and throw them out into the world in search of people like you. I do see that, but at the same time, the thing is about Hachijo, we've got to be considering that, you know, I don't really know what's happening with her life, but, you know, I just kind of get the impression that even without the whole feathering-related stuff, the feathering stuff really reflects her own personal stuff, really, like, you know, just constant deflection from boredom. That is what she desires. I just feel like she lives a life of complete loneliness, and it's really sad, but yeah, and isn't it interesting to think that, you know, she kind of depends on people like these because of the fact that she has written brilliant works. She depends on people being able to, you know, enjoy them and, you know, think about them and contemplate their meanings to the fullest, really, because, you know, you can't understand a story until you you know, try to contemplate the meanings as much as possible, because when you do, if it's a well-written story, then, you know, the story is just going to unfold. By figuring out one thing on your own, so many other things are going to be made more apparent. I think Higurashi's Onikakushi chapter is a really good example of that. You praise me too much. Well, that's the good thing. Yeah, I just take books a little too seriously. Who doesn't, to be fair? As thanks for the considerable time you have given to me. I will someday write your tale. Ooh, am I going to appear in one of your forgeries again? God, yeah, fair enough, actually. Yeah, I hope you kill me in a slightly better way this time. Yeah, don't make her into the Angie burger, Jesus Christ. Do you like miracles? Yeah, you mean like a Deus Ex Machina plot development? It always depends on how it is actually done, because if it is done horribly, then my god, it can just be some of the things, some of the plot points that can ruin the story in the most horrible way. You can have such a brilliant story, but then if you just make some sort of, you know, Deus Ex Machina that makes no sense whatsoever, boom, everything's over. But if you make it in a really, really good way, I think my favourite example for, you know, a really good use of this is Umineko episode 5, the end of it, where Butler, you know, he literally has that red sword stabbing in him, and yet, because of the fact that he realises the truth, he can just, you know, escape from that impossible, you know, predicament of death, really. You mean like a Deus Ex Machina plot development? I used to hate them, but recently I've become a big fan. Jesus Christ. I'm not even joking, Angie's gonna get killed someday because of something like that. I'm just so scared that she will. Still, I've become a bit of a picky eater, and simply falling from a skyscraper and ending up unharmed doesn't quite qualify as a miracle to me anymore. I just genuinely don't understand how she actually does that. I mean, it is interesting to think that she was Burn's piece, though, so I really do wonder if it's some sort of manipulation of chances with Burn. Who knows? Interesting. Then perhaps one day I will write a tale that you will consider a miracle. Yeah. Wow, isn't it really quite interesting to think that, you know, I can definitely see why she would do it, because, you know, Hachijo is a very, very particular person. You've really got to appeal to her to actually make it so that you can, you know, get along with her, really. But yeah, I think it's really, really pleasant that they are making up. Yeah, I'm really sorry for barging in all of a sudden and saying all kinds of mean things. Yeah, but no, I see that. Yeah, no, it was a worthwhile conversation. I wonder if my head editor will set up another meeting between the two of us. Sure, if there's another chance for one.
Have a nice day.
Oh my god. I'm actually really quite surprised that she uses the English greeting for even people like these. I mean, obviously Angie does have respect for Toya. It just still kind of surprises me that, you know, she would use it. I always thought that she used, you know, English greetings to people that she just didn't give a shit about, but no. Yes, it might happen again sometime. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Yes, it may happen again sometime. I pray that you find your truth. Isn't it interesting to think that Hachijo knows the truth, but at the same time she can't tell it to her because then that would be spoiling all of the mystery. Kind of reminds me of, you know, in Umineko where, you know, for example, let's say Beatrice, she knows the truth, of course she does. But, yeah, obviously she can't tell Butler it because he has to figure it out and he has to gain what he would gain from actually figuring it out. He has to gain, you know, a sort of enlightenment-like state from that, really, and he has to, you know, conquer everything. And he has to go through that personal journey. It can't just be revealed to him. Same for Angie. And she will seek the reward that she desires, I'm sure of it. If you ever do reach a truth of your own. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, please try making that a tale as well someday. You want me to become one of you witches? That would actually be really interesting. I wonder how she would... I feel like somebody like Angie, I mean, you know, judging from the fact that Featherin has... Sorry, Hachijo has thought of her as such a ridiculously good reader and such a... You know, such a precise and... paying attention... such a precise reader that pays attention to everything, really. I mean, and obviously contemplates everything and doesn't take any information for valid until thoroughly inspecting its validity. You know, readers like those, they know how to create good stories. And, you know, like, the thing is, I mean, there's just the theory that if you read and you know loads of techniques, then you can apply them in your own works, and then you can adapt them to make them fully special. I'm bad at writing. To be fair, you don't really have to be a good writer. In this situation, I think you don't have to be a good writer, you just have to think of ideas, and then you have to make it so that there is a little bit of a sequence of events. Like, you may not have to write them, but you could just think of a sequence of events that makes sense. But then from that you could actually create a story if you wanted to. But it's not compulsory. You just need a sequence of events and, you know, a planning of the layouts of each of the crimes. A good reader isn't necessarily a good writer, you know? Oh, quite true. Yeah. I myself can never read anything written by anyone. Wow. God, so she's a good writer, but at the same time she's not a good reader whatsoever. Isn't that actually really quite interesting? I mean, if you really took this out of context, then no, I don't think so. No, you can actually, in theory, take this out of context. You know, you can never read something written by somebody else. So could that be indicative of the fact that because you are not wanting to read your tale, it's been written by somebody else? I mean, you could in theory say that, but I don't think that's not valid whatsoever here, I don't think. But yeah, she just wants Angie to read her tale because firstly, she's bored. Secondly, you know, she wants to see a member of, you know, the population who is really, really intellectual in terms of reading, just discover and, you know, think about and contemplate and discuss everything regarding the book. Well, the forgery, really. Yeah, after this I will probably never see you again. No, I think that'll be the case. But I pray I will be fortunate enough to meet another you someday. Somewhere. That is actually really quite interesting. I do wonder if she is going to see another her. Can I ask one last question? Go ahead. Oh yeah. Oh, I gotta love the Higurashi console arc backgrounds being used. Wait, no, this is a Higurashi console arc background though. I recognise it. Yeah. It's near Kakiyuchi, it's one of the city-related backgrounds. The Featherin Witch who appeared within the tale. That's you, right? Yeah. It may be presumptuous to say it, but that was my intention. This might be a strange question, but are you Featherin? Or is Featherin you? Well, I mean, I would have thought that she would be Featherin because of the fact that, you know, Featherin is an entirely characterized being from her, really. Well now, what might you be talking about? That mysterious woman was mysterious to the No, I do see that, yeah, and so the day of which I had no memories ended, and on the following day I would take a boat to Nijima. Well, definitely don't have anyone like Kasumi to attack you this time. Yeah, I'll probably never meet her again. Yeah, however, that just means that I won't meet her, so some other me might meet her somewhere down the road. Yeah, that does actually make sense. Isn't it interesting to think that when she says me, I think she's actually referring to, you know, the fact that Angie might actually meet Featherin within the stories. Just as I have reached several truths, they must also want to reach the truth. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, the Angie in the truth would never not want to reach the truth. Sorry, the Angie in the story would never not want to reach the truth. So long, Featherin. If you ever write a decent story, please call me again. If I'm free, I might drop by. Yeah. Oh my god. Wow. We're in a proper city-like place. Oh yeah, why is this being shown? Is this actually significant? No problem. It's the most luxurious escort job. Oh my god, I just can't talk at the moment. It's the most luxurious escort job I've had yet. I'd almost like to invite you along, sir. I'll take a pass on that. Hang on. You know how old I am. He really sounded like Rudolph at first, but no. I'm done running around all over the place. The person on the other end of the line was Okonogi. Okonogi was also a man who tended to move from place to place. Yeah, so it hadn't been easy to catch him even on the... Yeah, that is actually really quite surprising. Our trip's been pretty cool, and right now there's no need to run around. Oh yeah, isn't that interesting? Sumadera Kasumi is searching for you like mad. According to our informants, she's already gotten a ride to Dokkenjima. You'll bump into her there. So just as planned. Oh, that's actually really interesting. Oh, isn't that interesting? I think I understand this. So I think what has actually happened is episode 4, everything regarding Angie has been a little bit of a journey that has been written by Toya. However, this is the real part of, you know, Angie's life. This is the reality of what has actually happened. So everything that we saw in episode 4 wasn't a representation of what truly happened after episode 3. This is what truly happens after episode 3, but everything in episode 4 was written by Toya. That's my guess. That would make this make sense, in my opinion. Yeah, it will likely be just 5 or 6 people at most. Isn't that going to be interesting to think? What is actually going to happen regarding this? How is this going to differ? It will likely be 5 or 6 people at most, and they'll probably be armed with nothing more than handguns. Yeah, definitely though. Yeah, they're no match for you. Feel free to run wild. But make sure you kill them. We were able to acquire one of your favourite toys. Of course. I'm surprised you managed to arrange for it in this country. What, some sort of illegal firearm? Yes, definitely an illegal firearm. Behind Amakusa was the rental car that they had borrowed. Under a false name. Inside of which was now a black golf bag. The Sumadera head family have already given the okay, but make sure you get out of Japan as soon as you're done. Don't forget to buy your cup ramen by the box in Narita before your flight out. I'll take care this time. It's an easy job. That? Yeah, well, I'm not sure what you mean. Playing dumb, are we? Well, that's okay. Despite how you talk, you've never betrayed my expectations in the past. If you're clever about it, you won't even have to get your hands dirty. There should be plenty of ways to handle it. Not sure what you're talking about. I realize that Angie-chan is a child to be pitied. If only she could have stayed true to that and acted the part of a secluded young lady. Oh no. When we decided to join forces after Eva-san's death, we reached an agreement. This little portable shrine of ours is important, but she's also a liability. This is for the sake of world peace as well, okay? Yeah, isn't that interesting? Sorry, it's really quite late at the moment. I'm very tired. Right, so watch and see how it goes. Oh yeah, they definitely do, judging from the story adaptation in episode 4. Yeah, so watch and see how it goes. I hope those Sumadera black suits know how to shoot a gun right. What is it, sir? Don't tell me that after a few days on the run. You and Angie-chan have already hooked up. I love that. But no, they wouldn't. No. Then again, I could see how they could. I definitely could see. I don't really think it would be completely ridiculous to think that they couldn't. Then again, is it really going to happen? No. Me and that bratty little girl? Please. Yeah, well, it's not like I care. It just means you finally managed to break free enough that you can take passes at girls, right? Fair enough. Yeah, half of the world is made up of women. Oh my god, I love that. Well, to be fair, if he is actually doing a professional escort mission and he does have people that, you know, you could potentially want to hook up with, then, you know, you need to be professional because you won't last. I do see what he means. I mean, if you were just going to have, you were going to have so many people and you were going to also have so little time for a relationship as well, there's no point. And also, professionalism. Yeah, oh, speak of the devil. I think it is really, really... Because I'm going to be honest, I was really quite expecting for some sort of conversation that completely makes Amakusa just seem like a person that is, you know, with a completely different intention to what he has actually been, you know, displaying to Angie. But no, it is just truly good intentions, truly good, you know, intentions with regard to... you know, protecting Angie, wanting to kill all of the black suits with the Sumadera family, and, you know, keeping Angie alive for, you know, world peace, really. I see that. Yeah, I guess that's all for today. I'll contact you after I reach our lodgings on Nijima. Later. Angie was walking down the street. Yeah, no, I see that, yeah. Isn't it ironic to think that he has taken so long of a time that... Yeah, that's happened. Why did she have to do that when I told her to wait for me to come back? Oh my god, that's hilarious. If only she was actually patient. No, I do see that, yeah. If only she wasn't like this, she might have lived a long life. That was a pretty long call. Yeah, I was so tired of waiting that I left. God, yeah. Sorry about that. By the way, can I just say, the thing about is feathering you or are you feathering? Is Beatrice you or are you Beatrice? Who is you? That's... I feel like... I mean, obviously I have pride in my theories because obviously I thought them. But I feel like that's something big that I have thought of there. Even if I'm not biased because of the fact that I thought of it. Sorry about that. How was it for you, lady? Did you learn anything interesting? Oh, this is going to be quite funny. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, it was interesting. I've harvested all I need. Sounds good. I love just how integrated a word like cool is into their vocabulary, even though it is in Japanese. It's nice. It's really quite funny, that. Yeah, after Amakusa opened the passenger's side door, Angie got in the car. Is it me or this song sounds like something that could really work with a vocal on top of it? Amakusa quickly went around to the driver's seat. Then let's head to the harbour! Yeah, definitely, yeah. Then let's head up to the harbour. According to the old man, the Sumadera family has set up a net. Definitely. Yeah, if we do get caught, then that's the measure of my luck. Yeah, I like that, yeah. If we don't, then Rokkenjima is waiting for me. Let's leave it all to luck. Luck, is it? When you can't decide what to do. Or when it doesn't matter either way. Yeah. I do see that, yeah. Especially when you're in a multiple choice situation where, you know, both choices just have an equal amount of implications. Or a very, very similar amount of implications. Or maybe the implications are different, but overall they add up to the same amount. It's not so bad to entrust your fate to a coin toss. Another background that was used in Higurashi's console arcs. Then I guess I'll try leaving it to luck too. Yeah, no, I see that. Somebody as reckless as, you know, Amakusa doesn't surprise me whatsoever. I've got to admit, I'm a huge fan of that kind of thing. That is a fair point, actually. Yeah, he should not be saying that. Great, my bodyguard has just said he's going to leave everything to luck. Oh, wonderful. I had to leave for the phone call, so I totally missed the clincher. Ooh, what happened after I left? Let's hear it. No, I'm not telling. Damn. That's a shame. That's actually really quite funny that she is just so stubborn. She would never say. Yeah, the car dashed through the hilly town. I could see why they would be hooking up. Yeah, that car wouldn't return to Hachijo's house for all eternity. Isn't that interesting? Well, I mean, I suppose that is understandable because of the fact that it is a rental car. Are they going to get back via the rental car, or are they actually going to use a different one? And if so, which different one? Yeah, so that doesn't necessarily mean there is going to be doom awaiting them. God, could you imagine if there is actually something that's going to be really quite odd about their visit? Who knows? Isn't it really quite ironic to think that, you know, Angie is literally going to entrust her life towards, you know, whether she is actually going to get caught or not. I mean, this is such an important mission to her that she doesn't even care if it causes her life to be totally, you know, severed, really. I mean, I can see why, because of a life like Angie's, but still. You know, if you lived a life like she did, then I think it would be very reasonable to think something like that. It's just interesting to think that this truth is so important to Angie, and you know, now that she has actually found a little bit of truth from Toya's story, she actually wants to investigate on by herself. It's just interesting how important it is, really. How, as a result of that, you know, there has been, I don't know. Ooh, I just thought of something. Right, I think so, the reason why there were £100,000, you know, $100,000, you know, safes that were actually unlocked, that were sent to any sort of relative of the family of who had actually died, is because of the fact that the killer had done it out of love, and thus they had felt pity, so they wanted to give these people a really, really big amount of money. Because of the fact that everybody would be dead, it would be easy to steal that much money from Rokkenjima, and then the sender not being specified would give them enough time to actually set the money there, because of the fact that all of it would distract and, you know, create more time for the letter to get to them. I love that though. However, Angie didn't get sentimental about it. Yeah, that's understandable, yeah. For now, she just wanted to silently consider the new message bottle that the current Ender Switch, Hachito Toya, had given her. Yeah, understandable, yeah. In the rearview mirror, the town where a witch lived. Yeah, faded off into the distance. However, that scene wasn't reflected in Angie's eyes. Oh! That was not what I was expecting whatsoever. Yeah, isn't that actually really quite interesting to think that the scene... Oh, yeah. A reflection. Interesting that that scene wasn't actually reflected in her eyes. I really do wonder what she was actually seeing. Maybe it was just some sort of illusion characterised by what she has just read. Who knows? Right. Now we've got the witch's tea party. Oh my god. Right. I really, really wonder what's actually going to happen here. I feel like whatever this is going to be, it's going to be big. I feel like it's going to be something new. I feel like it's going to be something we haven't seen before. And I also feel like... well, it's going to be fucking interesting. It's a witch's tea party. When have we had a tea party for witches that wasn't interesting? Never. Uninteresting witch's tea party is an oxymoron. Right, what's happening? Ooh, yep. You've caught my interest. Fuck it. Yeah, Lambda, where are you? What the fuck? You have got to be kidding me. Is Burncastle somehow stuck within the closed room of Battler? What? Just having to say that felt like admitting defeat, and I didn't like it. I mean, it probably isn't. I'm just judging by, you know, this little background here. Why is it that she's always so obnoxious and clingy when I don't need her? Oh, yeah, and then won't answer when I call her name. Yeah, isn't it really quite ironic to think that, you know, in serious times, she can never go near her, but, you know, in the playful times, she is always clingy and happy. But, yeah, isn't that actually really quite interesting to think that, you know, they usually have such a playful relationship, but when it actually gets serious, it's just so dishonest. I mean, that's what I'm kind of assuming is happening here. Where am I? Yeah, that is a bit of an odd question. Annoyed by the completely predictable ending. Oh my god. Oh yeah, it makes sense as to where she is. This is the worst thing though, she genuinely has no idea what she is doing. Oh no. Annoyed by the completely predictable ending, I'd left the cathedral. I planned on finding some terrace with a cool night's breeze to kill time on until the end of that farcical reception.
確かに人の顔を見たくなかったから人気のない方へばかり進んだけど
It's true that I tried to find somewhere desolate so that I wouldn't have to look at people. I just find it really interesting to think that, you know, look at how much disrespect she has from the person that has tried her utmost. And, you know, how much of a lack of care for effort that, you know, Bernkastle has for Erika. Even though she has done so ridiculously much to try to appeal to her. Yeah, isn't it really quite interesting to think that the predictability of the ending has actually made it so that she has missed the most important parts? And I find it really quite interesting to think that if she is in some sort of really solitary place, you know, she could potentially be locked in her own closed room. The worst thing is she doesn't even know why, and she won't even know any of the reds that she can actually argue by. Because it is interesting to think that maybe, as a result of everything here, there has been some sort of logic error that has been created from, you know, Battler's and Beatrice's disprovement of Erika's truth? I don't know. It's true that I have tried to find somewhere desolate so that I wouldn't have to look at people. But this is a bit ridiculous. I, the great Bernkastle, am lost. A miracle like that certainly wouldn't happen. Yes, miracles don't exist in this world. Yeah, I see that, yeah. To create a miracle, you need an amount of time that can never be reached. A period that's no different from infinity. So when something that appears to be a miracle happens in a shorter span of time than that, it is not a miracle, but the product of someone's design. Yeah, no, I do see that. That makes sense. In other words, the reason I'm walking down this corridor is because someone's design has forced me. Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, who? I love that. Yeah, who would have pulled such a complicated prank on me? Well, I don't really think it's a prank. I think Battler and Beatrice are involved. It looks like you're quite the shy one. Yeah, fair enough, actually. Calling me out to a desolate place like this. Oh, what? Then from the other end of the dark corridor I heard a sound. God, this is an intense soundtrack. Very, very creepy. It sounded as though some small animal like a dog or a cat was walking at a quick pace. No miracle could cause a dog or a cat to be in a place like this. Such a miracle would not be allowed. Since it isn't a miracle, that means I'm being guided in that direction very well. This might be some new theme to keep me entertained. Yeah, that is weird. Well, at least you're creative. I don't fucking know. Could you imagine if Byrne did scaphism on Lambda? Sorry, I said nothing. If this is some new joke of Lambda's, I'll cover her body with honey using my tongue as as a reward. And then I'll stick parasol chocolates into her eyes. And I'll tell her never to do it again. Parasol chocolates though, how random. Oh, isn't that interesting? Yeah, in the direction the noise came from, it was not only dim, but surrounded in complete darkness. However, I could sense something in that darkness. Oh, that is weird. That is really weird. There were two emerald green glints, probably cat eyes. The eyes of a black cat that appeared through the darkness.
あなたが呼んだの?
Are you the one who called me here?
それともあなたが使い?
Or are you just a messenger? What? What? When I looked at my feet, I saw red cat footprints leading towards those cat eyes. Yeah, that is really odd. God, the marks are unsettling, as though the cat had run through a pool of blood. Isn't that actually really quite interesting to think that miracles can never happen, so as a result of that, any extreme occurrence is a result of somebody's design? The design could be a willpower, or it could be internal willpower, or it could be maybe facilitated by somebody else without you realising. Who knows? Or it could just be a fucking illusion anyway. Well, my eyes adjusted to the darkness. Then, even with the lack of light, I was vaguely able to make out these red footprints. They weren't actually glowing or anything. Yeah, but they served perfectly well as a signpost leading me onwards. Oh god, that is weird. As though it was telling me to follow. The cat turned around and dashed off into the darkness. God, I really do wonder where she is actually heading to. What is it? Something feels very... Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Oh, isn't that interesting? It's a feeling I haven't felt since I began calling myself the cruelest witch in the world. Oh, yeah, I don't disagree with that. I can't quite remember what this feeling is. Is it just... Yeah, that's tricky. Yeah, still for one as tired of boredom as me, it's surely more fun. Yeah, that's deadly. Yeah, I followed the bloody footprints of the cat, which would sometimes stop and look back at me. And walked on and on through the dark corridor. Is it actually going to end, though? That's my question. Forward, turn. Odd. Forward, turn, head down what appeared to be stairs from time to time. And then, though I couldn't really tell because of the darkness, it went in. Through the crack of a door. Oh my god, that's not good. Here? I pushed the door open slowly, but it was dark on the inside. Just like the corridor. However, the air and slight change in the echoes made by the footsteps told me that this was a room, not a corridor. God, you know a place is dark if you can't even tell whether it's a corridor or a room. Oh, isn't that interesting? The sound of the cat's footsteps were gone. However, the bloody footprints remained. On the other side of some sort of wooden screen, under what looked like a small spotlight. That is properly weird. What? There was that same cat, black cat, gobbling down some blood-stained pet food. I see, so this is its reward for bringing me here. Cat. Sorry to bother you during your meal. But I'd like you to summon your master.
あんたが私を呼んだ本人ってわけじゃないわよ。
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious if Berncastle has been summoned by a cat. Yeah, that just throws every part of the honour in status out of the window. That is, unless you're actually the one who summoned me. Yeah, that's reasonable. Talking it didn't cause it to turn around. Isn't it hilarious to think that in a world like this, talking to a cat isn't completely ridiculous because of the fact that it could potentially be perceived as something that may gain information? Well, I guess it's an animal eating its food. God. Yeah, if I kick it away, it will probably run off to its owner. Oh my god, she actually did that? Jesus fucking Christ. You bastard. Jesus. When I did kick the cat. It sailed away like a stuffed animal. God, poor fucking animal. That's horrible. It sailed away like a stuffed animal, hit the wall and fell to the ground. Oh, isn't that interesting? Then it vanished, melting into the darkness. Whoever has done this, by the way, can I just say that they have made a lot of detail. They've not only made pet food with blood on it, but they've also made it so that the cat, you know, has bloody footprints. They stop. It is actually really quite odd to think that the cat stops and it eventually looks back at Bern, and then it continues. It obviously wants Bern to follow. So, yeah, I'm guessing that this is potentially the closed room. God, poor cat. Then it vanished, melting into the darkness. What's with this cat? Yeah, I don't really think any cat does that. Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, is it just an illusion? Maybe. When I looked at its food plate, it was piled with what appeared to be blood-drenched raw meat. It was as though someone had torn apart living flesh on the spot and piled it up on there. Odd. No, seriously though. Yeah, there is. Whoever is actually behind this, they have some sort of serious evil implications. Could you imagine if this is Edikar, by the way? Like, that meat is her. Well, her remains, obviously, but still, you get what I mean. Come on, what's with that creepy reception? Well, I don't disagree, but what the genuine fuck? Yeah, that is so weird. So, are you actually telling me that they have connections? The instant I heard that voice, the hairs on the back of my neck stood on end. Then the surrounding area. But like, what the fuck? How does something like this scare her? I think if anything, that just shows the severely significant presence Featherin actually imposes in this story. God. Then the surrounding area finally brightened. However, Berncastle would already guess what was there before it grew bright. That is odd. Isn't that interesting? So what this was is actually, I'm assuming that maybe it wasn't a corridor, but maybe, well, no, actually no, that was you, was it not? That cat. A cat who has learnt how to eat meat. And that it can sometimes choose its own path.
久しぶりであるな。
It has been a long time.
あんたが教えなきゃ気づかずに済んだ道よ。
Oh, isn't that interesting? It's a path It's a path I might never have had to know about if you hadn't told
肉
me.
の味を教えた化け物。
What? You're the monster who taught me the taste of flesh.
生き返ったのね。
God, so you've came back to life.
フェザリーヌ・アウアウローラ。
I love that little reference. Feather and our Aurora.
アウグストゥス・アウローラであると。
Augustus
そ
Aurora.
なたには何度教えても覚えぬな。
God, isn't that actually really quite ironic to think that Byrne has some... By the way, Byrne has a massively bad relationship with Featherin. Isn't it actually really quite interesting to think that... It is surprising to think that she has actually been followed by, you know, an illusion that is some sort of reflection of herself in general. It is surprising. Isn't that interesting to think that Featherin could potentially be the person who has encouraged Byrne to murder? Or maybe encouraged some sort of really bad, you know, taking out of cruelty on Byrne? I don't know. It's just really quite surprising because I thought for a lot of the time that Featherin was totally harmless. But, you know, if she has a relationship that has made Byrne into much worse of a person, then, yeah, I think we definitely need to doubt her. How often I tell you that?
よい。
Very well.
それもまた懐かしい。
Even that brings back fond memories.
噂は聞き及んでいるぞ。
I've heard of rumours.
奇跡の魔女ベルンカステルを名乗り、あまり褒められぬかけら遊びをして回っているとな。
It seems you have taken the name I have heard the rumours. It seems you have taken the name Burncastle, Witch of Miracles. Oh, isn't that interesting to think that she didn't fully have that name for the whole time period that she was alive? Yeah, funny that, yeah. And have been playing far from praise to every fragment game.
あんたの真似をしてるだけよ。
I'm just imitating you.
到底及びやしないけれど。
Though I could hardly match up to you. Oh, that is interesting.
もし私の噂がよからぬものならば、あんたはそれに100をかけるべきだわ。
Wait, what the fuck? If the rumours you've heard about me are bad, then that applies 100-fold to you. What? Burncastle sat unreservedly. So are you basically telling me that, you know, Byrne is just, in terms of her ruthless cruelty, she is not even in, you know, she is not even in competition with Featherin? Is that what you're saying? Burncastle sat unreservedly in an antique chair. So she was already familiar with the place. Well, I think she probably is. What are you afraid of?
私はこれまでで最も長く過ごしたミコとの再会を喜んでいるだけであろう。
That's interesting. Yeah, what are you afraid of? I am merely celebrating my reunion with my longest serving Miko so far. And isn't it interesting to think that Burncastle has been a Miko of Featherin, and also Ange has been a Miko of Featherin, and Burncastle has also been, you know, the person that has conducted Ange as a piece. Interesting.
そんなにも気に入らなかったか。
Did you really find my messenger cat so displeasing? Burncastle's manner seemed completely relaxed. Yeah, however, Featherin admonished her, telling her not to be afraid. That's ridiculous, and judging by the expression that had risen to Byrne's face, Featherin had been right on the mark.
私に対する当てつけにも程があるわ。
Did you really have to make such blunt insinuations against me?
血の足跡を残しながら歩き、血まみれ
Yeah, but no, I see that. Yeah, it's just, you know, I genuinely agree with her. I mean, you do deserve it because of the nature of the awful things that you have done to other people. But at the same time, it's just really quite surprising that somebody would let another know that they're here in such a ridiculous fashion like this. Yeah, a cat leaving behind bloody footprints and stuffing its face with blood-stained meat. Have no fear. Look closely. Do you see any cat stuffing its face with meat? Or is that just an illusion? What? I just gave it a plate of biscuits as a reward for coming to get you. Oh, is that what the illusion actually tells Byrne that she saw? Oh. It was though soot covering the plate at her feet was blown away, even though there was no wind. Oh, that is interesting. There lay an adorable and perfectly normal cat dish with a pile of small biscuits on top of it. Isn't it interesting to think that this is a total manipulation of illusions? Yeah, so isn't it interesting to think that because this is an illusion of Burns, you can't actually, you know, blame it on Featherin. It's all your fault, really. Yeah, Berncastle didn't even hide her displeased grimace. Yeah, fair enough, yeah, but Featherin shrugged and muttered, yeah. You haven't changed, child of man, as she rocked her rocking chair. Yeah, I see you're as unpleasant as a... You know, for Berncastle to call somebody unpleasant, though, genuinely, that's so surprising. But I'm happy now. Oh, that is interesting. I think that definitely should... Imitating you! Really gets one far from boring. Yeah, I think if that doesn't show the amount of cruelty that Featherin is actually having, if Berncastle was actually imitating her. Are you telling me that Featherin was so cruel that she was similar to Burn in terms of it? Yeah, I see you're as unpleasant as ever, but I'm happy now. Imitating you really has been far from boring. Scold me as you please. It's a parting gift I gave you when we last met. Yeah, you like rude Mikos because they kept you entertained, right? Ridiculous. If talking will only please you, I'll shut up. So, what do you want with me? Oh my god, what are you saying? It seems Beatrice's game has ended with Basila's victory. I observed it. It was quite interesting. Oh my god, this is going to be interesting. I'm sure you like seeing me fail miserably. Oh, isn't that interesting? Nonsense, it was a splendid performance. Yeah, for actually having offered the splendid performance. That's actually really quite surprising to think that, you know, even though Featherin has had so much cruelty that she's literally, you know, been imitated by she's being imitated by Berncastle. You know, she still has the strength of respect to actually be able to, you know, praise somebody for their efforts. I'm just genuinely so surprised at the fact that, you know, these people have such a big connection, though. I do wonder what it's going to be. And? Yeah. Or do you want to continue it? That's what I'm asking. Yeah, that is what I'm thinking. Yeah, if you want me to read the fragments of Berthol's game aloud for you, I refuse. Yeah, isn't that actually really interesting to think that Burn has also undergone this role that Ange has undergone? I'm not your Miko anymore. Yeah, isn't that ironic? You have written, well, in obviously your human form and your human equivalent, you have written a lot of them. Yeah, I have observed all of Berthol's games. I have also watched Lambda Delta's game and Basila's game with great interest. Yeah. I believe I have formed an answer for all the riddles in my own way. The culprit. Oh yeah, the motive. The individual tricks. I'm not yet clear about the very last part of the Epitaph's riddle. Oh yeah. Yeah, fair. Interesting. I'm not yet clear about the very last part of the Epitaph's riddle, but I have enough of a theory that if I actually went to Rokkenjima and investigated, I should be able to resolve that part as well. And I love that. Fair, yeah. Of course, since there is no single truth, my theory is probably only one of many possibilities. Yeah. However, that is only a question of possibilities. A trivial problem. Yeah,
私と
what are
ベ
you
ア
up
との
to?
ゲームの論争がしたいの？
Do you want to debate Beatos' game with me?
違う。
Wrong.
したいのは答え合わせだ。人の声。
Ooh, that's interesting. What I want is to do is to look at the answers, child of man. She even calls Burncastle a child of man. I mean, that's ridiculous. I find it really quite funny to think that, you know, Featherin is just the one that has so much superiority over everybody else, no matter who it is, even if it is the most cruel witch, Burncastle. That's so surprising. Yeah, those words of Featherin's made Burncastle straighten up. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Her old master did not notice to fail that small reaction.
そなたも出演者として
Isn't that interesting?
物語を盛り上げてきた。
So far, you have spiced up this tale as an actor. So you were actually telling me that Featherin is, you know, Burncastle's master? Well, obviously, formally, but still, that really surprises me. Isn't it interesting to think, you know, the old Featherin, I really do wonder what, you know, what changed Burncastle as a result of actually serving her, and I do wonder, you know, how she treated her as well. I mean, it's just really interesting to think that if Burncastle was actually imitating Featherin, then could that be potential that she was just as cruel as her? Isn't that interesting? So I'm assuming what episode 7 is actually going to be. It's going to be like a story presented. It's going to be presented in a story-like way, and we're going to obviously see, instead of Angie and Featherin, we're going to see Burn and Featherin, and we're probably going to see sort of a, you know, a representation of events, obviously them talking about it and theorising like we do with Angie and Featherin, and obviously their interpretations of it. It is going to be very interesting to think how it's actually going to differ with Burn, though. That might be really quite cool. Yeah, it is interesting. I really do wonder what the history behind them would be. So far, you have spiced up this tale as an actor. Oh yeah, in doing that, you have probably come to know very many truths.
ベアトが巧みに隠してきたいくつかの謎については、そなたも知らぬのではないか?
Isn't that interesting? However, even you are unaware of the truth behind several riddles that Beato has cleverly kept hidden, correct? God, yeah, having to admit something like that, that's absurd. I see.
私にまた腹渡を食いちぎって引きずり出す役をやらせたいのね。
Jesus Christ. You want me to chew apart and string out the guts of something again? Why? Well, I mean, obviously that's metaphorical, but still.
舞台裏を知るのは、
Oh,
そなた風に言うなら食後にたしなむ紅茶のようなものだ。それはたしなみだが欠かすことはできぬ。
Oh yeah, I see that, yeah. After watching a play, reading the pamphlet and learning what goes on behind the scenes. Oh, I like that, yeah, as you would say it. Enjoying some black tea after a meal. That enjoyment cannot be left undone. I love that. You like to play with them and love them while they're alive, and then eat their flesh when they die. What the fuck? So cats are doubtly useful to you. I mean, you can't talk, but Jesus Christ, what? Yeah, I mean, obviously you've just got to ask the question. How absurdly, and when I say absurdly cruel, I don't mean absurdly cruel, I mean unimaginably cruel is Featherin. If even Burncastle calls her a monster, that's really quite terrifying, actually. I mean, yeah. Oh god, such a disgusting analogy. It reminds me of, Oh, there was this little part in Higurashi's Minagoroshi chapter. I'll just get it up right now, and yeah, then I'll actually show you what I'm talking about. I think it's like the truth can only be found when you got someone. And right, let me just right, Higurashi chapter 7 spoilers, by the way. But yeah, look at this. Yeah, yeah. As I say, after loving someone, cut open their belly and eat their organs. It's the same with stories. Yeah, as in, otherwise what you've got to do is you've got to completely unpack everything, no matter how wrong or horrible it is. Reminds me of that. I love that though, yeah. Jesus Christ, I mean, that is just... I mean, to be fair, it is sweet about the fact that, you know, you play with them and you love them while they're alive, but Jesus Christ, when they die... Yeah, that is just absurdly disgusting. I mean, if you love something and then... No, this is the thing that I don't really understand. Do you play with their... You know, do you love them and play them with the cats because of the fact that you are bored and you want a means of deflecting your boredom? Or is it because of the fact that you genuinely love them? If it's with boredom, then maybe I could understand the lack of compassion, and then this... Yeah, that makes... I know that makes zero sense, but yeah, maybe it could be something realistic. But if it is genuine love that she felt for the cats, then yeah, that is just wrong in every... No, I'm sorry, but all of this is wrong. But, you know, it's even more wrong in that regard. Yeah, I want to look at the answers. Who doesn't? Yeah, I'm sure you want to know that. Isn't that interesting to think that there are some riddles of Beatrice's that she doesn't even understand herself? Yeah, think of it as a burial for Baldur's corpse, where you're in charge of the service. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? To think that as a result of this, the answers and everything behind the scenes could actually help Byrne completely take down Beatrice. Is that what she's saying? Oh my god, that's hilarious. Now you're starting to speak my language. When Featherin snapped her fingers, a thin spotlight appeared on the table, which was covered with cluttered books. Please don't tell me she's actually going to have to read all of them. Oh. There lay a folded version of the game board for Baldur's Gate. That is weird. The Witch of Theatre Going spun her finger in a circle, and the game board opened up by itself, showing the black and white pieces lined up inside it. Yeah, the game board and all the pieces are gathered here. Oh, that's interesting. The records for the previous games were all present as well. Oh my god. Yeah, with the rustling sound, the book flipped through all of its pages of its own accord, front to back, shut itself, and flew to the side of the game board, where it waited. God. Inside it, all of the movements of the pieces during previous games were recorded. That is interesting. I see. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, so you were short a player and a commentator. Yeah. Also shot on black tea. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I love plums. Yeah, similarly with dried plums. Of course, I will find some. Okay. That's actually really quite interesting. Mustard rice cap. I've got to search that up. No, I don't actually see anything. I see, you know, stir-fried related sticky rice cakes, but I don't actually see mustard rice cakes. That is just such an odd combination, though, genuinely. Yes, basically, what do you get? What does feathering give Burn? Literally every single answer. You know, little mustard rice cakes, food, answers. And obviously, you know, what does Burn give? Feathering time, her time up, and also boredom. Yeah, isn't it interesting to think that, you know, I think Burn is getting a bit of a good deal because she is literally getting the answers for so little effort. In theory. Yeah, in theory, I think that's actually quite key in terms of what I can say there. Isn't that actually really quite interesting that this could be indicative of the fact that it may explain in episode 7 and 8, we're going to get an explanation of every single game board move. I wonder. I love that. Yeah, the negotiations are concluded. I have one condition. Oh, well, what is that? Yeah, I'm gonna be the reader, okay? Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's understandable, actually. Yeah, I have no love, so a few things might be interpreted in an odd way. And that is actually going to be really interesting because we're going to see the more objective side rather than the side that is actually influenced by love. And when you actually take love into consideration when trying to understand it, without any of that, then I suppose it will definitely create a really different selection of theories. I'm going to be the reader, okay? I have no love, so a few things might be interpreted in an odd way. Yeah. Fair, yeah. However, the reader is free to read things in a manner and with an intonation of her choosing. Oh, you don't actually care about how you actually get there. I only want to check the answers. Yeah, I don't particularly care about the tale itself. I'm not deeply interested in what sort of tale you'll create. Ah, yes. Now I see what you're after. We will accept that condition. Very well. Yeah. I want to know the answer. You have your grudge to worry about. Yeah. The negotiations are concluded. When Featherin slapped her fingers once more. Yeah, a large chair appeared, as though beckoning Burncastle to sit there. That is so interesting. Oh my god, no, I see that. Yeah, if you literally have a room where, you know, there's a cat and, you know, there's a cat bowl that is obviously covered in bloody biscuits, rather than, you know, bloody flesh, then, yeah, it's still concerning, especially because of the bloody footprints. It's just, oh, such a horrible and torturous vibe. What the fuck? Oh my god, that is a cool painting. God. That was just such a surprise. I genuinely didn't expect this just to suddenly appear. Wow. God, Basina's face looks so different close up to when you actually observe it from far away. I don't know. Maybe it's a different painting I've seen, but still. Yeah, what a brilliant painting though. Isn't it interesting to think that Battle is actually going to be the dictator of these games? Yeah, wait, I've seen this before. This is... I acknowledge it, you may sit. You were the game master? What? Huh? Are you sure? Are you really sure? Isn't that actually really interesting? Isn't that actually quite interesting to think about, you know, everything regarding what Byrne is after, what she wants to gain from being able to actually read the story? I think she wants to gain the truth so that she can calm down and she can rain down on Butler and Beatrice and can make their lives hell and can threaten the future of the game board. Maybe she is going to be the biggest opponent because of the fact that Erika couldn't, you know, she couldn't succeed at being their opponent. I don't know though. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Are you sure? Are you really sure? Oh, that is interesting. Whatever episode 7 is potentially going to be, it's going to be the most cruel episode ever. Genuinely, I do wonder what's actually going to happen with regards to the deaths. Yeah, you can create whatever sort of tale you want to satisfy. You would like to satisfy your grudge. I'm not interested. However, I have one condition as well. Oh yeah, I like that you have to actually make a tale that fully answers the questions. I see that. Answer all of the questions I ask. Absolutely no keeping secrets, hiding or dodging the issues. Leave it to me. Jesus. God, isn't it just such a warped metaphor? But isn't it really quite ironic to think that, you know, obviously making it so that you fully realise all the layers of, I suppose, the game board, really. And also, yeah, quite literally as well. You can't forget about that. Yeah, leave it to me. Tearing up guts and dragging them out is my speciality. Yeah, isn't that interesting? After all, you trained me. I am gonna be... I really hope we're actually going to learn about, you know, Featherin and Byrne's relationship. Jesus Christ, because it is interesting to think that maybe all of the logic that Byrne has actually created and all of her ability to solve anything regarding the game board has totally been, you know, it's obviously not something she's naturally gained. It's been potentially, you know, told by Featherin? I really don't know. Let's make some black tea. Oh, that's actually really quite funny. Yeah, make it so that it's properly dedicated. Probably improves the taste as well. Let's just make some black tea. We'll use our own hands, not magic. Oh, let the master treat her Miko to some tea. Oh. Odd little soundtrack, this. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. This is a remix of Fishy Aroma, I think. Oh yeah, it definitely is. I like this. Ah, this is nice. The old Berto told me the witches are the best ones to have black tea with. Fair enough. Well, are you really a witch? I mean, obviously the answer is yes, but I'd say Featherin is more a theatre goer than a witch. Then again though, my god, before she was a theatre goer, I just genuinely wonder what's actually happened regarding, you know, how she has totally trained Berncastle to be just in the level of cruelty that she actually has here. It seems that rule doesn't apply to us. Huh? At some point, that dish piled with biscuits. Oh, isn't that interesting? Because obviously these guts symbolise, you know, for example, a human. When all of the outside layers of a human have been torn out and only the inside remains, yeah. At some point, that dish piled with biscuits have once again been covered with a mountain of torn apart meat and a splatter of red. No, not just meat. Even the bowels. Jesus Christ. How do you think, ah yes, I have this in the place that I am actually sitting in. Ah yes, I have this in my room. Yeah, wow, I have, I mean, I get that a lot of it is illusionary, but still, it's just, how can you be comfortable with having an illusion like that in your room? It just makes no sense. Black tea is best enjoyed. No, I see that. Isn't it actually really quite interesting to think that Featherin has totally changed Berncastle for the worst? I hope we learn about her. I hope we not only learn about the answers regarding Umineko's plot, but also the answers with their relationship. Genuinely, it's so interesting. Oh, that's it. Right, let's listen to this bop of a vocal song. Who's the singer? Is it me, or it kind of sounded like Beatrice? No, it can't be Beatrice. This is actually really quite cool though. I do like the sort of really quite playful, you know, the really quite playful atmosphere and, you know, the really sort of stock magic-like atmosphere. It just always, it definitely gives me the vibe of something that's, something you'd see in some sort of pantomime or play-like setting. Oh yeah, of course it got that .wav sound effect at the end. Yeah, so it looks like all of the credits are playing here. And my god, that's the most nuts thing. Episode 6 is actually over now. I can't believe that. God, I'm going to be honest, I'm really quite surprised that I am able to say this validly here. And isn't it interesting to think that as opposed to Ange reading the story, we are now going to realise that, you know, all of the questions have actually been met. So as a result, we are going to, you know, we're going to find out all of the answers around the plot. And we're going to find out all of the context, all of... Ooh, yeah, all of the context, everything regarding... By the way, oh my god, we're gonna be able to see the new screen. Or I'd like to think, what's this? Oh, I'm actually quite surprised it hasn't ended. Oh yeah, in that case, let's get the pieces ready. Yeah, if we keep up the count, this will be game 7, right? Indeed. A fortuitous number. But not for Berto, right? Ooh, that's bad. Yeah, whatever is actually going to happen regarding Beatrice, she is going to be totally threatened, it seems. Yeah, Berncastle slowly picked up a black piece. It was the piece that represented Beatrice. It was sometimes a king, sometimes a queen, and could become a knight. However, that was only if it got promoted. Oh, isn't that interesting? No, I do actually see this. This totally applies to everything that we have seen, you know, within episode 6. You know, because of the fact that Beatrice has become one of the most significant and influential pieces in the game, you know, she has been able to change everything, obviously, and without her, the game couldn't have won. But at the same time, in the beginning, without any of the confidence and the personal growth that she had achieved that made her that made her able to actually find the truth, you know, she was pathetic. And, well, no, I mean, sorry, it's so brutal to say that. I don't want to, you know, obviously view the world like somebody you know, reminiscent of Burncastle would. But yeah, she in terms of, if you actually look at a winning the game perspective, she would be awful for it. Awful. But no, she got promoted, she worked her way up, and boom. Yeah, but at the same time, what if she has no chance to work herself up? What if Burn and her pieces are so ridiculously high level that, you know, it's going to be hard for Beatrice, even at her best state, to work up, to actually reach a level that is remotely fitting of them? But episode 5 is a good example of this as well. First comes the placing of the pieces. At this point, the Witch's game has already begun. Isn't it really interesting to think that we are going to now see the game within a perspective of Burncastle and her actually building the game? But I don't really understand that, because obviously Battler and Beatrice have realised the truth together, and they have then realised, you know, they've then started as a result of that their relationship. But what I'm kind of concerned about is, you know, Battler was, I'm sure, going to make a lot of game boards for him and Beatrice where they'd actually try to, you know, just bond furtherly by trying to solve the crimes. But at the same time, and, you know, the answers are the mysteries, but at the same time, you know, that is not similar to starting more, you know, Rokenjima game boards, I'd assume. So what I'm basically saying is, could this game board potentially be something that Burncastle actually challenges them to? Burncastle took the outdoors piece and raised it high. First move, placement. Beatrice on D8. Not something I expected. Isn't that interesting? Very ambiguous there. Yeah, when the seagulls cried, none were left alive. I mean, that obviously indicates that... Yeah, interesting. Oh my god, right. New... Oh, right, that's reasonable. Yeah, right, I'm sorry. I just cannot hide the excitement. Yeah, good morning. Schedule for today is the funeral of the Golden Witch and her game. The days of the game are already over, and nothing remains but fond memories. Ooh, that is interesting. Here, the cold, hard truth will be revealed, and death will come to the game. There is a bit of difficulty to this one. Yeah. Interesting. So firstly, the fact that, you know, nothing is going to remain but fond memories, and they're probably going to be the answers that we're going to look deeper into. The cold, hard truth will be revealed, and I'm assuming a lot of the love that we have tried to investigate as a motive is actually going to come into, you know, light here. There is a bit of difficulty to this one. It's obviously going to require a lot of thinking. I've been told that episode 7 is the thinking chapter. The chapter where you have to use your brain the most out of any Umineko chapter. Yeah, isn't it interesting to think that, you know, the Golden Witch has no game, but at the same time, is Burncastle going to have a game, and what is going to be represented on Burncastle's game? Yeah, today was actually really quite fun. I love seeing, you know, the really quite mysterious and, you know, wrong nature of Featherin, and just how sick she is in the game board. And it is interesting to think that Hachijo chooses to present herself as a character like that, so, you know, she's probably equally as evil in real life. I don't know, though. I can't really tell. Hachijo in real life, she seems like a person that when you have her approval, she's absolutely harmless. But if you don't, then, oh god. Yeah, a bit scary. By the way, isn't it interesting to think that, like episode 4... Wait, no, I can't have that. No, I can't say that. But, yeah, it's just interesting to think that now we have the seagulls as opposed to the sound of the wind. Yeah, because obviously now, I really do wonder if it shows that, you know, when the seagulls cried, there were no survivors. Because of the fact that Burn is making the game board, why would there be a single survivor? Why would it be anything but, you know, just pure cruelty? If it's something that Burn has actually made. Yeah, right, man. I feel that, you know, there is a lot of potential for this, and yeah, I just hope this plot really escalates well, honestly. I mean, we really are getting into the meat of it now, and it's meat, God, quite literally. It's just so disgusting seeing that analogy of feathering, and I think it's just interesting to see that, because I think it easily shows how... Let's just get a little thing to refer to here, get a little piece of text. Yeah, where is it? Yeah, the cold, hard truth. Yeah, and death will come to the game. Interesting, that. Yeah, I wonder why that is. But, yeah, like the cold, hard truth kind of reflected in the disgust of, you know, just seeing raw meat in bowls like that, in cat bowls. Yeah, I suppose that could be linked. I don't know, though. But, yeah. Yeah, my god, man. Episode 6 was brilliant, though, genuinely. I loved it. It was easily one of my favourite Umineko episodes. I think, episode 6 is definitely better than episode 5. I think episode 5 is actually, like, reasonably similar to episode 6 in terms of my ranking. But at the same time, I think episode 4 is also similar to episode 5 and 6. I think episode 4 is better than episode 5, but... And, no, I think it probably is around the same in terms of quality in... you know, episode 6. It's just brilliant stuff, man. Genuinely, I love. There were so many characters that I really, really rooted for in this, and well, I am kind of disappointed. Well, I can't really say this yet because maybe we'll actually see it, but I hope there's going to be a farewell for Beatrice the Elder. I'm going to be quite disappointed if we don't actually see any more of her. But yeah, there's Beatrice the Elder. Yeah, there's also just everything regarding you know, the two demons. Oh my god, Zephyr and Feather. They created such a fun experience, and it's just interesting, you know, episode 6 that, you know, everything is written in the most comedic and, well, not really comedic, but, you know, most comical and story-like aspect. It's just as if it was, you know, everything was intended just to be created as a story, and it's just interesting because that totally shows us the separation between, you know, the story and, you know, the real world, really, and it's just interesting to see, you know, the masked nature and the fabrication of the truth. And, yeah, it's going to be really quite something to see what the fuck is actually going to happen now, because obviously, firstly, I want to see what's going to happen regarding Battler and Beatrice's future, because, oh, it's so sweet at the beginning, them marrying and, you know, Beatrice giving the rewards to everybody for having tried as hard as possible the resurrections. But, yeah, I do wonder what's going to happen there. Maybe they're going to be forced to play Burns' game board. Maybe it's going to be a game board of just insurmountable cruelty. I don't know. Whatever happens, I feel like episode 7 is going to be fucking cruel. And I feel like maybe it's going to be one of the most, you know, hard reads in Umineko emotionally. I don't know, though. I'm really quite unsure, but, yeah. Gimme probably around 2 weeks, and then I will probably be able to answer this question. Probably. Definitely. Give me around 2 days and I'll probably be able to answer the question. But yeah, man, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, you know, the episode 6 playthrough. And, yeah, I'll see you in the episode 7 one. My god, I genuinely can't wait. You do not know how excited I am for episode 7. There are 3 characters that I really, really want to meet. Actually 4. But still, you get what I mean. Yeah, so many things to look forward to. So, yeah, see you guys. Hope you enjoyed.